and
Jill Eckersley.
here we are again. We're going to be talking about boundaries, setting, resetting, enforcing, personal ones and healthy ones. Pleasant boundaries, personal ones and healthy ones. So we've first got to have boundaries with ourselves before we have boundaries with other people.
Absolutely.
What do we tolerate with ourselves? What do we not tolerate with ourselves? A great boundary to have for me is just an attitude of gratitude.
Very much so.
I'm going to keep giving thanks. I know you might feel like this, you might feel like that, you might feel whatever. I'm going to bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall be continually on my lips. My soul shall make his boast in the Lord, the humble shall hear thereof and be glad. So humble people will hear you giving thanks, live in an attitude of gratitude, which will determine your altitude. And that sets a boundary by definition. Because if you've noticed, a lot of people can be grumpy, sister grumpy knickers, brother grumpy boxers, and he's disillusioned, disappointed, and he wants to pull you into it. So I'm disappointed, people are terrible, life's crap, I'm going to go home and eat worms. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And if you don't watch it and you can think, oh, I've got to be a nice, caring Christian.
Oh my goodness.
So hang on, Jet. So
Yeah.
I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
And I'll listen. You've let your boundary down.
Oh, goodness.
You've not
me.
guarded your heart.
Yeah.
You've left yourself wide open. And this person will keep pouring their cold water on your on fire heart. They'll douse it. They'll put you out. And they'll just start feeding you all the depression and disappointment that they've got.
Absolutely.
Am I telling the truth?
I've certainly experienced that, yeah.
So how do we stop that, Jill?
Well, interestingly, today I had someone come to speak to me and I did listen. Again, it was a difficult situation because I was somewhere where...
You was in your workplace.
I was in my workplace. I'm trying to sort
Lord.
of work around that, but you can't quite... So not really an appropriate place to have a personal conversation with someone, as there are other people around. And I just kindly listened, but also reaffirmed what the right thinking was in that. But I didn't dilute the fact that this person obviously was feeling what they were feeling, but told them that we love them, I love them very much, and off they went. So I think in that, it can be difficult sometimes because people can make things personal to you. That's hard because ultimately, if people are having a difficult time, you don't want to, be rude back to them. But equally, you don't want to then go home carrying everything that they've gone, I have all my depression and terrible life. And they may have not got a terrible life. They're just not going through a good time.
Well, you can kindly shut people down. You can.
Not always an easy thing to do, but I'm sure Terry will probably give us some tips then
Well,
on how to do that well.
People always say that. People always say, oh, easier said than done. No, it's easier done than said. One of the most challenging things to do, yes, is to start positively confronting people and saying, well, this is how I live my life. You can live your life like this, and you close the door on it, and you can give them guidance and instruction. If they don't take it or don't want to, you've still protected your own heart. You've guarded your heart above all else, because out of it flow the issues, the boundaries of life, the Bible teaches. So you've got to do it. You've got to nip things in the bud. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And it becomes first nature. So excuse here says, oh, it's hard to do, or easier said than done. That's just making excuses, because people will talk about people behind the backs all day long. They'll talk to other people all day long. Well, be courageous, be bold, and be kind to yourself and others, and positively confront people. It's called positive confrontation. And if you don't, it's like in a legal case. You've opened the door, I'm going to come in.
Yeah.
And you've opened your heart and you've opened the door and people come in. And a lot of it is just wrong thinking with what a Christian is, rather than, I want to be a nice Christian. I don't want them to think I'm harsh or this or that. Well, you let them keep putting dog poo all over your clothes and in your hair and all over you. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's important what you said there. So just go back of how you said to somebody. So you're not, I like what you said. So hopefully I said, I'll repeat this back right. But you said, I hear what you're saying.
But I choose not to live
But
like this.
I've chosen not to live like that. So you're not then, saying to this person, well, I wouldn't do that, I do this. Because that's not very nice, is it? Because they think, oh, great. But because what you're saying is, you may choose to live like that, but I don't.
And if you want,
so you're not,
you could live like this too.
So you're not putting that onto the other person, but so they can make a choice. You know what I mean? They could say, well, actually, why? How do you live like that? So you're not sort of saying to them, this is how you fix it and what have you. Because some people, they don't want to know how to fix it. They just want to say what they're saying. But equally, I like what you said. I don't live like that. So then it gives the boundary to that person. Whereas if they begin to speak that way, you won't be receptive.
Well, I'm not even
to
listening.
That kind of talk. Exactly.
I'm not listening.
So you've closed off.
I've closed the door.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And then other people who don't live like this, and they come to you and they talk about they've opened the door.
That's
so
true.
You need to close the door.
That's it.
And I'm telling you now, like this.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't live like that.
I don't live like that. I live positive, thankful, grateful. And if I've got anything to say about anybody, I speak to the face. So all these people you're slagging off and talking about, I don't want to hear. Go and talk to them and resolve it.
Absolutely.
It's unresolved issues of the heart.
Yes.
And I tell you, if you want to, I can feel resistance even in the room and across the broadcast because people are wimps and cowards.
It's true.
And you need to man up and woman up and talk to people face to face.
Yeah.
And be open and authentic to live a great life with pleasant boundaries.
Absolutely.
And if you're not doing, the choice is yours. Choose life or death. I'm saying choose life. Be blessed. You've got to like, subscribe, and share. Come on, because you'll get lots more of these 5-minute power stabs. See y'all soon.